I'm Susie, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 11 of my podcast, Crochet, Knit, and More with Susie. It's Sunday, June 9, 2019, when I'm recording this, so it might take me a couple days to get it up and post it on YouTube. But anyway, this episode is going to feature part 2 of a recent Hobby Lobby yarn haul. I'll look down from time to time. I've got my show notes over here just in case I don't want to forget anything here. So if I happen to glance down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. If you're new to my channel, thanks a lot for checking me out. I really appreciate you stopping by. If you like what you see, hit the like button below, and please subscribe too. Hit that little subscribe button down there. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for stopping back. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support, and it means a whole lot to me. So thanks a lot for stopping back. My channel is all about affordable crochet, knitting, and sewing. In each episode, I will share information concerning sales that I may have found, affordable craft books, free stuff. I also have quite a collection of craft books I've picked up over the years. I'll share information out of those as well. Or anything that I find out and about when I'm thrifting or, internet, whatever. Anything related to crafting that we can keep this hobby more affordable. And even though it's going to be affordable, that doesn't mean we're skimping any on quality. The quality will be just as high as if we paid a ton of money for stuff. And the neat thing about it, I think, is if you can keep the quality high and keeping the cost low, that's the whole thing. And that's my whole goal with this. Just some housekeeping stuff. I can be found on Instagram under Suzee Makes One. I've got that behind me on the sign. And that's S-U-Z-E-E, Arabic numeral 1. I have a blog, and that's listed as Crochet, Knit, and More with Susie.blogspot.com. And that's where I list my free crochet and knit patterns. And I talk about affordable crafting there. And any musings I might have along those lines. Yeah, check me out there. I think you might find some stuff that would be of interest, but you can download my free knit and crochet patterns from there, and there's a few that I put out so far, stuff that I've designed. I'm also on Ravelry as Suzee Q, that's S-U-S-I-E Q57. You can go there and check out my completed projects. I have a lot of stuff posted there. There's also a group for the podcast in Ravelry listed under the podcast name, which is Crochet, Knit, and More with Susie. And there we can share information regarding the podcast, projects, if we ever do crochet or knit along or project work or whatever, or any of the doings of the podcast. You can get the information there. If you want to put comments there, ask questions, whatever, that's what it's for. Please check that out and join too. Now on with the haul. First yarn I want to talk about is this. It's called I Love This Yarn. And this I got, as I said, all this yarn I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This one is called, colorway of this, I think these are all discontinued colors. The colorway on this is called Aqua Blue. I only got 2 of these because I couldn't find matching dye lots, and they seem to be wound a bit differently. But if you look in there, it's kind of, as they say, barber poled. And it's a gradient yarn, even though it doesn't say that on the front of it, it's a gradient. I got 2 of these. I thought they were really cool, the way this was worked up. You can kind of see it a little bit better than one here in my hand here. But anyway, I got 2 of these. And this is very similar to a yarn I picked up there a couple years ago that I made a shrug out of. This is my own design. If you want to go to Ravelry and check that out, I've got the pattern listed. It's under My Simple Shrug. And I brought just the material in here. You can see it's, I've got a picture of it posted. I'll try and interject one in here too. So I like this yarn. It's very, very, very soft. I love the color gradations in it. This is showing up a little bit more yellowy than what it actually is. It's more of a rusty, like rust tones. Anyway, I really like that, and it was well worth the price. Now, getting back to the price on this, this was $3.99, and I got and I bought 2 skeins of it. There's the 2. $3.99 per skein. I got it for 99 cents per skein. It is, like I said, it's a number 4. It's a worsted weight. I don't know if I said it or not. It is a worsted weight. It's 100% acrylic. There's 4 ounces on this, 114 grams, 202 yards, and 185 meters per skein. So for 99 cents, thought that was a darn good deal. I don't know if they've got any. I got these, I think, 3 days ago at Hobby Lobby. So you check her out. It was earlier this week. Check it out. I think they may have some of this left at Hobby Lobby next to you. I'm in Southwest Michigan, so. This is called I Love This Yarn. It's very, very soft and very, very nice. And you can see there's a label on the label here. You can kind of see the gradient. It looks sort of like that one I just held up. Hopefully that'll come through the camera. The lens halfway is decent where you can kind of see it. But really like this stuff. Oh my, is this soft. Very, very soft. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to make out of this. It's going to have to be something that would be next to the skin. I'm thinking maybe a cowl. Not sure yet. But I'll come up with something for it. But I really like these. So I got 2 of these. And that, again, is called I Love This Yarn. And it's a gradient. Colorway, again, is aqua blue. Okay. That's that one. The next one, and it's the first time I've tried these. I've got the cake yarns. I've bought these before. I love the Hobby Lobby, or not the Hobby Lobby, what am I saying? I love the, I got Hobby Lobby on the brain. I love the Lion Brand Mandela yarn. Love that stuff, especially the sport weight. I don't particularly care for the worsted. It's a bit too, as far as I'm concerned, to make an Afghan out of. This is my personal preference. Everybody's different. A lot of people prefer worsted weight Afghan or, you know, lap, like a lap Afghan or whatever. Me, I'd rather have it maybe in the sport weight. But anyway, this one is called Yarn Bee Delish Boutique. And all these yarns, I'm pretty sure they were discontinuing a particular colorway. Boy, is this nice. It's got a little bit of a halo to it. I can see it. I'll hold it up to the camera a little bit closer. And it's got like a nice little halo to it. Very soft. What this is made out of, it's 90% acrylic and 10% alpaca. And that's probably where the halo is coming from. The colorway on this is, got a little visitor just come in. My cat, Harvey, is coming in to visit. The colorway of this is called Turn Over My Heart 20. You see it's kind of reds. It's basically reds, pinks. There's like a kind of like a hot, not really a hot pink, kind of a darker pink. A bit of gray and white. And a little bit of, yeah, almost not really, yeah, there's a kind of like a burgundy in here, or more of a maroon color. It's more maroony, more pinky, a little bit of a dark gray, real light pink. It looks like maybe more of a charcoal gray in here. So there's all different colors in this. I really like this thing. This is 5.3 ounces. 150 grams, 590 yards, and 540 meters on this. It is a number 3 light, which is kind of a sport weight, or maybe a DK, maybe a little lighter DK weight. This sold for $6.99. I had it for $1.74, and I got 2 of these. And I think I might make a small lap gan out of these. I really like the. You can kind of see the color gradations in here in these cakes. So $1.74 each. They were $6.99. And it says on here, I believe they say to use a US 7 4.5 millimeter crochet hook on it, and US 5 knitting needles, and 3.75 millimeter knitting needles on this. So anyway, that's that one. And I thought that was a good deal too. Now another one I picked up, and I showed some similar to this, it's the Fair Isle. And I've talked about the Faroe Isle on a number of previous podcasts, but I just love this yarn. And apparently they were discontinuing this particular colorway, which is called Mint Gray Multi. And I've got several skeins of this in my stash. I love this stuff. I made a couple hats out of it already. And I'll show you how it works up. It's really cool. It's not just a self-striping, it's kind of like it'll Fair Isle it. So it really makes it look like you've spent a lot of time figuring out things with it where you really haven't. This is a hat that I made with this particular yarn a while back. I'll hold it up so you can see it. See how that Fair Isle's on its own? So it makes it look like you've really done a lot of complicated color work, and you haven't. I love this stuff. If you can find this Fair Isle yarn at your Hobby Lobby, pick up a skein or two of it and try it, especially if it's on sale. See if you like it. I really love this stuff. It's really soft too. But look how nice that works up. It's really, really neat. And getting back to the yarn itself, this stuff sold for $5.49 a skein. They had it reduced to $1.37. This is a light. It's considered a lightweight. Turn this around. It's called Yarn Bee Fair Isle. And it's considered a lightweight yarn. It's a number 3. Now this is got a little bit of halo to it. You can probably see it. Yeah, you can see it a little bit on this side. It's got a bit of a halo to it. This is 80% acrylic and 20% alpaca, and that's probably where your halo is coming from. But I love this stuff, and it'll work up. This yarn will work up into this. So you can see what it does. I just love this stuff. And I'm going to probably make some more hats with it. I might make a cowl too. I've made several hats with this. I think I made 2 hats out of this one. I had another colorway I made a hat out of. I just love it. It's great stuff. It washes up wonderfully. It says on here you're not supposed to dry it, but I put it in the dryer on low. Not had a problem with it. It hasn't felted or anything on me. But that's my personal take. Now you might end up with something different. I wouldn't recommend if you wanted to give it a whirl, but don't come back and blame me if it doesn't work for you. But I haven't had any problem with it felting. As long as you don't put it on a high heat. I put it on like for knits, like a low heat. But I could wash and dry this. It comes out beautifully. So this is a Fair Isle. It was $5.49 regular price. I got it for $1.37. They recommend using an I or a 9 crochet hook American 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, or US 7 knitting needles, or 4.5 millimeter needles. So there you go. That's called the Yarn Bee Fair Isle. Check her out. You'll love it. Give it a whirl. You'll like this yarn. It's great. Can't say enough about it. I think this is great. $1.37 is what I paid for it. And even if you had to pay full price for it, it's worth it. This is great stuff. It's quality yarn. But hopefully you'll be able to catch it on sale at your Hobby Lobby. All right. Or online, maybe. I don't know if maybe they've got some stuff online too. I don't know if they, maybe somebody can leave a comment below about the Hobby Lobby if they do have sales. I've never really availed myself of their website, but maybe they've got sales there too. Let me know. And it's a little bit more dangerous for me, but if I knew about it, that would help too, and it might help some of the other viewers. So if you guys know about if they have sales from time to time on the website, that'd be great too to know about that. Now another yarn that I picked up on the previous podcast, I talked about flamingo. I'm getting into this is the year of the flamingo and kind of the flamingo-ish colors and the brighter colors. I found this. This is so darn soft, I had to have it. Not exactly sure what I'm going to use it for, but I love this stuff. It's called Yarn Bee Tender Touch. And you kind of see what I'm talking about when it comes to that coloring. It's kind of flamingo-ish. This is called, I believe it is coral. Yes, coral. It's 100% acrylic. It's considered a bulky number 5. So it's a bit thicker. You can see that right there. A little thicker weight. Love this stuff. It's got a nice halo on it. I don't know if you can see that from where you're at. Just love this. Tender Touch Coral, it's called. I paid 99 cents for it. It was $3.99 regularly priced. So that's great. That's a darn good deal. I got 2 skeins of it, and I'm looking at, for this particular color anyway, it says to use a 6mm knitting needle or a US 10 for this, and your crochet hooks, it says to use a 6.5mm crochet hook or a K10 American hook. But that is really soft. That is about as soft as you can get. Now, I don't know how it'll wash up, but right now it's nice and squishy. Very, very soft. I like this stuff. I got that particular color, as well as they had it in this color too. And this is called Butter. And it does look like butter. It's kind of getting a little brighter on camera. It's more of a, it's a lighter yellow. Showing up a little bit more of a bright yellow. It's a lighter yellow. It was just like the same color as Butter. And like I said, these were $3.99. They had them on sale for 99 cents. And I'll give you the yardage on it. It's on these there's 3 ounces, 85 grams, 135 yards, and 123 meters. And these are the same, exactly the same as what these are in terms of the size. Same thing, these are bulky. This one looks to me like you can wash and dry this in a machine. They were, like I said, $3.99, 99 cents. I got 2 of these too, but I just love these. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to use these for. I got some bulky weight yarn, which is similar to these. I might see what I can find to mix with some colors to blend some stuff together. I'm thinking more like maybe a small couch, Afghan maybe. Just a small one to kind of cover up with. Okay, and that's that one. Now the other one that I found, and I went in quite a bit of detail on this on my previous yarn haul thing, was this Hobby Lobby Flicka. I'll pick this one, this a little bit better. Hobby Lobby Flicka. And I did a comparison with this, looking at the Comfy Cotton. And as far as I'm concerned, it looks to me like it's the same stuff. It's just in a smaller skein and called something different. But they're both made by Lion Brand. Now, Walmart carries the Comfy Cotton in the larger cakes. I think they're 7-ounce cakes, where these are 3.5 ounces, I believe. Let me see what the thing is. Okay, where is that? Yes, these are 3.5 ounces. They're the same weight. 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 196 yards, 179 meters. The same weight. That's a light 3. Same thing. It looks, the colors, all of that look the same. So as far as I'm concerned, unless somebody else can correct me otherwise, I think your Flicka and your Comfy Cotton is one and the same. They're just making smaller skeins of it, calling it Flicka instead of Comfy Cotton. Now they're both the 50% cotton, 50% polyester blend, both made by Lion Brand. And if you look at in my particular location, the only place I can get the Comfy Cotton is at Walmart. And I believe there's $6.99 a skein there for a 7-ounce skein. And a lot of times you might not need 7 ounces. So this was ideal for me, especially when it was on sale. I picked up a number of these. Now these were generally $4.99, regular price, $4.99. I got them for $1.24. So I couldn't walk away from those. I got 2 of these in this particular color, and this is called, I believe it's, yeah, Wading Pool. Wading Pool. And this is a combination. It looks like you got like a kind of almost a dark purple or more kind of a medium bluish purple in there. A light blue, a medium blue, and, you know, kind of a swirly type yarn colorway. You can see that. I thought that was really neat. I got 2 of those. And I also got 2 of these. And this is another, the Flickas. And this colorway on this one is called Dill Pickle. And these are all greens. And some yellow. It's greens, whites, and yellows. These are pretty cool too. If you got a green kitchen or whatever, it'd probably match pretty good. But I really like this yarn. I've used it before. I made a dishcloth out of it, but it's really too soft for dishcloths. I think you could probably make more like clothing out of it because of that polyester. It softens this up no end. Now compare this to the Hobby Lobby. I like this. I love this cotton, which is kind of soft. This beats that 9 Ways to Sunday in terms of softness. It's a little bit more expensive than the Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton, but it's a lot softer. I don't know. I would imagine if you go on the Lion Brand website and look around, you could probably find this in solid colors. Now, I did find a solid color. I think it was called Cream here locally at the Walmart. And I haven't really done any extensive research on their website, on the Lion Brand website, to see if maybe they carry that in solid colors. I would imagine they probably do. But, yeah, I've done a little bit of research, and it looks to me, and what I've looked at, it looks to me like the Flicka is just a smaller ball of the caked up comfy cotton from Lion Brand. So, hey, you guys take a look at it and let me know what you think. See if you agree with me, or say, hey, Susie, I don't think so. It looks different to me. But it does look to me like that is the same thing. And these were also $1.24. They were $4.99 a skein. Now, that's a darn good deal. Right? You know, you're not going to beat that anywhere. So, anyway, that's that one. And that concludes my second Hobby Lobby yarn haul, the additional one I got. Like I said, I went there last weekend, picked up a bunch, and I was out and about doing some other grocery shopping, maybe about 5 days later, and I thought, I don't know, I had to pick up some other stuff over there, and I thought, I'll just check and see what else they got. And I went in there and happened to find these, and I thought, well, yeah, don't really need any more of the others that I got, because I got quite a bit of stuff there then. So I thought, well, you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up a couple of these other ones. They had this one with my Fair Isle, and I love this stuff, so I thought, hey, I'm going to stash some more of this. And once again, here's the way it works up. I can't get over how nice this is. You look at the two of these, it's remarkable how well they've got that figured out and how well that works up. It blows my mind on how that works. I don't know how it works, but it works, and it really looks nice. And it looks like you spent a lot of time, especially look at that around the top of it. Looks like I spent a lot of time figuring that out and, changing colors and stuff, and you're not. Because if you look inside of the hat, it just works up on its own that way. So, yeah, check it out. You'll like that yarn. I really, really highly recommend that one. I think it's great. Again, that's the Yarn Bee Fair Isle. Any color they got, if you can get it on sale, that's great. If you can't find it on sale, but you can probably make 3 hats out of this. I've made two hats out of one skein, had quite a bit left over, adult hats. Now, when it comes to kids stuff, you could probably get at least 3 hats, possibly 4 out of this, if they were in children's sizes or baby sizes, But this is soft enough you could put on a small child, on a baby. It's really soft. And it washes up really nice, too, and it softens up as it washes, so... And I really didn't get a lot of pilling on it, which surprises me. A lot of times when you get something with a halo on it, it's going to pill on you. This didn't. So check that one out. I think you'd like that one too. I really, really think that's great stuff. And I wouldn't hesitate to buy it again, obviously, because I did. Anyway, that concludes the yarn haul. And I've got a couple projects that I'm working on that I'll probably pick up later on and show you. Actually, I think what I might do is just do one more little segment with this and maybe do a book review on one of my vintage books. Hey, I'm back. I've got one little thing before we get into the vintage books. I bought this boucle yarn, probably 12 years ago at Joann's. And I've never been able to figure out what to make with it. There was a suggestion of a pattern on the label, but I don't really particularly care for that one. I've got about 11 ounces of this. It's 312 grams, 853 yards, 780 meters of this. It's kind of a variegated browns. It's called Camel Rainbow Boucle. If anybody has any suggestions or ideas of what I could make with this, I'd appreciate it. I've been looking around on Ravelry. Haven't really found anything I really like. If anybody out there and the viewers might suggest something I could do with this yarn in terms of a project, I'd appreciate it. So anyway, I just thought I would throw that one out there. And I want to go into a little bit on some of my vintage books. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Creative Knitting magazine. I don't know if they still publish this or not anymore, but I've been picking these up at thrift stores recently, and I really like the aesthetic in here. Now this one I believe was, yeah, January 2007, so it's been a while, but as you know, knitwear, yeah, there's certain, you know, styles that kind of come in and go out or whatever, but you can always kind of modify something to modernize it. But anyway, I really like a lot of the patterns that appear in this magazine, and I've been buying them here at thrift stores and whatever. And I've got a pattern in here I really like. It's called a Ridged Mobius. And I think I'm going to use this pattern with some of that very chunky yarn that I bought recently. And I've got some other stuff in my stash I might try. But it's a very simple pattern. It is with a bulky yarn, and you work it up on large needles, and I think it would be a very quick knit. So I'm going to try this one. Now, this book has got a lot of really neat little patterns in it, and I think I'm going to give this one a whirl. So that will be one of my works in progress for the future. Kind of keep looking for it. I'll probably feature it in the next podcast or two. I don't think it's going to take me that long to work that one up, but I kind of like that one. And I may do some modification on it, maybe make it a little bit wider than what it is. It's a little thin for right now, but I think that would be a nice thing to put over your shoulders. Keep you from getting too cool, and I think it also be, also a lot of the wraps and whatnot can get a little warm. So I think something like that might come in handy. So I'm going to give that one a whirl. It's called the Ridged Mobius, and it appeared in the January 2007 issue of Creative Knitting magazine. If you can't find this one, maybe on Amazon or in a thrift store near you, pick it up. It's got some really neat patterns in it. I found that Ridged Mobius in here. It's also got how to fix common knitting errors. There's a nice cable tunic in here. Not really into that kind of stuff, but that I thought was nice too. So anyway, Creative Knitting. Check her out if you can find it. Now, this book I picked up also at a thrift store. It's a Bernat Gift and Bazaar book, number 125, or excuse me, number 247. It was $1.25. I picked this up at a thrift store recently, maybe in the last year or so. It's got some really nice stuff in it. It was published in 1978, so it's old. It's real old, vintage. But it's got some really nice things on it. I don't know if you can see on the back of it here. It's got the pot holders. Those are crocheted. They look really simple. I think I'm going to try making some of those up. I really like that. It's a very simple pattern, kind of retro. And I think I'm going to try that. But I thought I would do a little bit of a review of this and let you know what's in it. When you open it up, it's got a lot of patterns here for flowers. If you're into knitting or crocheting flowers, there's a lot of little ones in there you can make. But this is more for gifts and bazaar stuff. It's a really nice book. It also has, I'm going to show you here rather than going through the entire book. It's going to take too long. There's a number of things in here I'm going to try. There's a really nice market bag here. That's crocheted. You can see that. And I like the way that is designed. It's different. I've never seen one that's round like that. It's kind of rounded and is shorter. I thought that might come in handy for things. More of a project bag type thing maybe, or just a little bag. I don't think it would take that long either. And also along with that, there's a purse. This one here. I've seen color work like that done recently here, this brown one. You can kind of see that there where it's kind of got that color pane type situation to it. Purse there, I really like that one too. I might try that one and make a nice little project bag, or just a nice little bag to have. On the back of this page, there's a pillow I really like. I don't know if you can see the pattern on that. If I can get that to work in. If you can see that pattern, it's kind of like a window pane pattern that's knitted. And I really like that. think I'm going to try that one too. And I've seen these slippers before, time and time again. I may take a look at that and see what I can do the slipper-wise. I can see those right there. I'm sure you've seen, if you've been at this for any length of time, you've probably seen slipper patterns like that one. So that one's kind of been done a bit before, but I think there's both knit and crochet there. And on the back of this book, there's a kind of a neat purse that's knitted. I think it's knitted. Well, we'll find out. I believe it's knit. It's kind of an Aran purse. I thought that was kind of neat. It's got kind of that rounded thing there. I might try that too, just to use up some of this yarn. And I don't really have a lot of knit purses or crocheted purses. I might try my hand at some of that. Also too, they've got some hanging plant holders, which I thought were kind of neat too. And it's smaller. Wouldn't take long to work something like that up. I'm looking more for smaller things instead of spending a ton of time on a larger project. So you get a lot more of a bang for your buck off of that. And there's a rug on here too, but I don't think, kind of like that. That's very 70-ish. And you can work that up in different colors, and that's crocheted. I might try that too, a little bit of a color work type thing. But I do like the pot holders that are on top of that there. And you can tell those are 1970s colors. That's your harvest gold, your brown, and your burnt orange. You can really see that. So I might work those up more into modern colors, and I'll show those on a future podcast. So sorry if I'm shaking a little bit here. I'm trying to hold this still as I can. But anyway, a little bit still. There we go. A little bit more still. But anyway, I thought those are kind of neat. Looks like you could probably work them up pretty quickly. So anyway, that's that. And as I said, it was called the Bernat Gift and Bazaar Book. Published in 1978. It originally sold for $1.25. I think I paid 50 cents for it at a local thrift store. And I'm always looking at stuff like that too. I did like this rainbow hat on the front. Those are kind of come back. I would imagine that's kind of come back a little bit. I've seen stuff like that worked up in some of the Lion Brand Mandala cakes. I've seen colors like that are all mixed together. So anyway, that's kind of neat too. I might try one of those too. So anyway, that's that one. And I guess that's it for this podcast. Like I said, I appreciate you guys tuning me in. And hopefully somebody can kind of give me an idea what to do with this boucle yarn, other than donating it, which I'm getting close to doing. I don't know if I'm going to use it for anything. But if anybody's got any thoughts on what I can make with this, I'd appreciate it. And until next time, I really appreciate you tuning me in. And I hope every project of yours turns out well. And until I see you again, thanks for tuning in, and happy coffee. Until the next time.